This podcast contains adult language, descriptions of violence, sexual references, and other possibly offensive themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Previously, on Back to the Story.
This is Halos, my mother. Halos, this is Varys, my stepfather.
I'm wondering, with your expertise in abjuration, if you could possibly turn it into a prison instead.
And the bad, which is that the sky's opened up and they have to perform specific death rituals so bodies don't burst out of the ground on occasion.
Don't know when you'll be back.
But you're coming back.
That's the plan.
Please do.
Just a reminder, we need to free Halos of her shackles.
Yep, that's...
Nope,
that's
already left a note with Meli. She'll take care of it. The Norbels have much more experience with magic. Let's not fuck with it. We're on a schedule. And this is the first thing he will say to you in the morning.
Oh my god,
Okay, fine.
I was going to say, are you ready to come back? But
sleep.
I was going to ask if you're ready to come back, but it sounds like you already are.
I might take something else instead of dispel magic then.
So coming back to the story, which is hashtag the name of this podcast, you guys have, some of you have stayed up late into the night working on various projects, talking to your family, and are sleeping in the morning when perhaps something happens?
Once I have determined a reasonable amount of time for them to get their rest, probably at dawn. When the sun comes up, so do they. All right, everyone. Time to wake up. We have to talk, and then we have to go. So, kiss your loved ones, have some eggs, and get the fuck to the copper sail.
Go to the
Fuck
deepest
you,
level
Felix.
of hell.
For every half hour, I will start singing into your mind, and I won't stop, and I'm not very good.
Felix, I hate you. I'm getting up.
Give me 2 more hours. I have barely slept last night. I'll be up, I promise.
I'll
And
cook
I will
breakfast.
Wait for them to assemble.
Okay. So you guys eventually get up, say goodbye to your families, eat an egg.
Yeah, while I pack up, because I know we're going to be leaving pretty much when we all meet up, I'm just going to take the time, knowing what we're going to do. I know Felix is going to be pissed. I don't care. I'm going to take my time packing and just kind of take the time to be in my home and my room and my space. And see, like, just the little knickknacks I've collected over the years and things, and just really take time with each of them. And, yeah, just spend some time.
Enjoying the poster of David Bowie on your wall. And
specifically from Labyrinth, yeah.
Okay. The Archfey, everyone knows. Okay. So you guys eventually make your way to the copper sail. Vesper is late, and the last one to arrive probably, but eventually make it to the copper sail. No one's awake there.
Ellory's cooking breakfast for everyone in the kitchen.
Okay.
So, we should contact our friend today and get on the road. We've already delayed quite a bit. Here's the thing. We don't exactly know if our friend and Tasha will want the same thing that we want. We're not even sure. Well, what is it that we want? We know what Walker believes will happen with all of our choices. I think we should decide before going into this so we know what of its advice we will take.
We want to stop the end of the world. I think that's a given. Whatever it takes to keep this annulus, this universe, this reality from being destroyed the way others have.
Do we have a solid idea of how to do that? Or at least some hints?
From what Walker said, we can carry out the role that the Harbingers usually take, fight the battle, and kick it down the road some. we could... I know there was another option that was imprison or something. Temporary stopgap. I don't know. But I know the other one was we let the divine gate fall, and in that moment, the entity should be at its weakest. The queen, Narasine. DM, remind me, am I remembering correctly that will cause the two halves to merge, and that right when that happens is when she's weakest? Is that how I'm remembering that?
Yeah, essentially, the divine gate, through their ritual, split them into a paradox. So they're not really alive and they're not really dead, and so they can't. You can kill them, like you said, kick the can down the road, but they'll eventually be reborn again. You can possibly try to imprison them until, maybe someone tries to release them at some point. Or that last option is that because they're a paradox, destroying the divine gate will put an end to that paradox, where they could possibly be permanently destroyed.
So, we have two methods to stall for an unknown amount of time, or we do the thing that up until now I thought we were supposed to be preventing.
I don't like the idea of making it someone else's problem, no matter how far down the road it is. And I know what that means. I know what that means I'm agreeing to. But I'm willing to do it if it means that we can save more than we break.
Ellory, I think your goddess will have the most issue with this.
That may be, or at least her angels will. But she's never been all that forthcoming about what exactly it is, what specifically it is she wants from me. All I can really do is trust my gut on this. And my gut says we need to finish this. Not delay it, not stall for somebody else to deal with it later.
The only issue I can see with taking down the Divine Gate is that we have a group of people who want to end the world who also want the Divine Gate to be destroyed.
Right.
So we have to figure out, if we're going to remove this, how are we going to prevent them from getting what they want afterwards?
We stop, wow, thanks, brain. Demiri Voss. We stopped Demiri Voss, and I don't remember her name, but there's a vampiress as well. If they fall,
no.
The will shatter. That's what Dawn says.
Do we know how to deal with them? Because they're like these weird, god-like things. Right?
Vesper will reach over, and she will pat Abelmer, if Baal's got Abelmer with him. This killed a Titan. A Titan is an Eternal, just like they are. Braun knows where I left off with him, is that we've agreed to meet and discuss where we might find more weapons like this that can kill Eternals. The fact that we have one is great and will help us. Demiri Voss wields one, and so does this vampiress, and if we can kill them both, we can take theirs. I think that's also going to go a long way to killing Narasine and Blackstar. Probably the only thing we can use to kill them.
So, starting to formulate a plan here, right? At least
well, if we can cut them off before they invade, that would be ideal, so that we don't have to do it them, then Narasine, all in the same day.
That would not be ideal.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I've been going over some of the prophecies again, and I think I misinterpreted the one that you've all been hearing about God's rest falling and all of that. I had been thinking of it as a prophecy that we had to prevent in order to stop what's going to happen. But what if the fact that you've all been hearing it, that it's been saying to you, it's telling us what to do? I think to break the divine gate, we have to let Nymanet fall. The keystone of Asetna is the anchor of the gate. Should the Vivis tree fall, the gate should too. I think we have to defeat the will and then take their army to do its job.
I think
We
just
still
as
haven't heard Bál's vote, though. Bál, what do you want to do?
I don't think Bál's as committed to saving the Divine Gate the same way that everyone was initially, so I don't know how Bál would word it, though. I think that perhaps Felix is onto something. Maybe it's not all about only protecting those up above. It's more complicated than that.
frankly, I wonder how much are the gods aware of what's going on down here?
To me. I have a way of asking a question, like I did about Tyrus. I can ask what they want. But at the end of the day with this, never thought I'd say this, but I don't think it really matters what they want. I think it matters what's best for reality, what's best for everyone. And maybe they are too removed to make that call.
Well, it'll sure be fun if we have to go up against the gods as well in all of this.
Well, theoretically, we're about to talk to one, so we can at least test the waters. Though, maybe keep the divine gate shattering to ourselves, unless necessary.
Yes, I think our goal should be more to get as much information as we can from them.
Mm-hmm. We could talk. I know I keep bringing it up, but when we do meet with Braun, because again, he's got notes on where these weapons we can find are. He might have a plan that doesn't involve the will. Or he might know what their plan is and how we can change it and make it work for our needs. That doesn't involve killing Valisol.
Well, I think either way, I think our plan is to figure out what these Sphinx want and try to start finding some of these weapons. I think that's a good, narrow place to start.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, have any of you heard about, the skies opening up and the dead walking? Because apparently that's been a thing the last couple of days.
God, did our families tell us about this?
It probably came up, yeah. I should have said this, I meant to, and I forgot. It's hard to see now during the day when it's brighter out, but there's still kind of a colorless space in the sky. But last night, you could see clearly the sky far to the south on the horizon, where there was a large crack in it, like shattered glass far to the south. Colorless, dark, almost ultraviolet energy leaking from it. When you looked upon it, you felt cold. Not so much temperature-wise, but a strange feeling come over you when you looked at it. You probably also noticed there was a bit more Covenant on guard. All of the gates seemed to be closed, and you would have heard that from people you talked to as well. It happened recently.
To retcon then, since we didn't know about this till the end of last half, could I have talked to Varys about what I experienced before we went to bed and see what he knows about this stuff?
Yeah, he and everyone else, this is new and they don't really understand what's going on. But he will report the same thing that others reported, that more undead are coming up. They're having to be more careful about funeral rites and stuff like that, and curfews and being just precautious. They're still trying to figure out what's happening.
Could I have told him about when my heart stopped and I saw those spirits and things and what I've been feeling?
Yeah.
Connection.
Mm-hmm. He's sort of doesn't know what to say about it, or what to do about it. He's unsure. He tries to comfort you, but it just isn't. This is far out of his realm of expertise. he'll put his hand on your shoulder when you tell him that and pray for you. A prayer of Asima, but other than that, he just does not know or understand what this is about.
Back in the present. So, any questions before we go?
Well, I'm just thinking we should put that on our list of things to ask the Sphinx about.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of questions.
I've prepared a spell to make sure that we get the truth.
I don't think we have to worry about it lying.
Still.
Well then, shall we?
I just need 5 minutes. And I'm going to go upstairs. I'm assuming Mogthur and Shurs are probably both still asleep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go into each of their rooms and not wake them up, but give each of them a kiss on the forehead and leave a note probably in Mogthur's room to let him know that I'm going.
Okay.
Fake pause, I did it.
Okay. So Ellory, you leave the note as they're sleeping, pretty easily being able to stealthily not wake them up unless you wanted to. What are you guys doing?
We can go out of the city and summon the Sphinx.
Where?
I don't know, in the forest, Bál's house, his tree.
Or whatever, the nearest gate, I guess.
Yeah. Bál's tree sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Do we, as we're walking, I want to ask, after we talk to the Sphinx, where are we going?
I think it depends on what the Sphinx tells us.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it would be a good idea to assume that we're probably going to want to meet with Braun.
Mm-hmm. He's in 9 minutes now.
Okay.
Said he could leave the city, though. Do we want to meet him somewhere else?
Again, why don't we meet with the Sphinx first? It may be able to transfer us somewhere.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so it sounds like y'all are going to Bál's campsite outside of the North Gate, which is closed, but the Covenant let you out. Bál leads you to, not far, but into the woods outside of the city, to his campsite, where's the campfire stones, a little clearing, a tree that's has some battle scars that have been healed over. You can hear the waves of the ocean in the distance folding in. It's a crisp, clear day. It's cooling down. It's not quite snowing yet, but it is cool. What do you do?
Datos? Hello?
Hello, Datos?
Just like standing around in a circle, like looking around, calling his name.
This is what happens, and there's like some adventurers that are like level 3 that are just walking out in the forest, and they just see like a bunch of us in a circle going, Datos, Datos, Datos. Oh shit, you got a cult.
After y'all TPK that poor third level party, how are y'all going about this? Are you just saying hello, Datos?
Basically, isn't that what we told him?
Paint me a pretty picture.
Hello him?
Do we have to say it all together? Should we hold hands? What's the deal here?
I'm not holding anyone's hand, and Felix is just calling it out, getting progressively more annoyed with every time he says it. Should we send him or something?
Guys, this would just say his name.
As you're saying that, if you are actually, everyone give me one roll, no proficiency, with any mental stat of your choice.
Wisdom for sure.
Charisma.
That's a natural 20, so 24.
Dirty 20.
14.
13.
15 for that.
Okay. The first couple times, you don't really notice it, but Vesper, you, and then shortly after Felix, feel something as the name is said. the strange reverberation or echo, as if you're hearing more than just the syllables behind the word. There's an energy to it. Felix, you might know more about this than others, but the idea of power words, about specific words when spoken correctly, having power just in being spoken. Words that are of significant power can deafen people upon speaking them, or blind people upon reading their glyphs. But you guys feel this, and the others, as you begin slowly changing the way you're pronouncing it and speaking the name over and over again, the rest of you start to feel this as well, this reverberation. There's a cool wind that rolls in. Cloud cover seems to come over, but it's not clouds, just everything is dimming. The light of this crisp sky is going away, as if the bulb going out. There's a coolness that comes across your flesh and down your spine, a shivering, as the ground below you is no longer grass and thistle, but ash, soot, dark dust. The trees around you are no longer the evergreen pines of Bál's camp, but these pale, white, skeletal oaks with white leaves. Coming from the shadows, you only see a few feet in front of you, you see a large figure, hulking and furred, wearing a dark mask. As you see the Sphinx before you. Behind you is still the dimmed vision of Embershore and the forest and Severwind, and before you is a pale forest of darkness and shadow. You've found Tasha, and I can take you to her. She lies in the realm of Blackstar.
Cool.
Please, show us the way.
Follow me. He turns and begins to walk in the shadows, away from you till you can scarcely see the silhouette as you follow him in, leaving Severwind and Embershore behind until you're completely in this vision of shadow and pale forest. You feel a strange coolness hit you as the last thread connecting you to the material plane is severed, and you're in this place now.
I fucking hate this place.
You walk among these trees, following the sound of the footsteps ahead as your vision is severely limited. And you pass by some tall stones. So they seem to be arranged in the pattern, but you can't see enough to tell what. But there's a brazier, apparently in the center, where the Sphinx stops and turns to face you. You're in the Pale, the force surrounding the valley of Blackstar. She lies at its center, with Tasha. She knows more of you, more of the destiny, the threads of fate, than most. She will know of your enemies. She will know of your victory or your downfall. He looks off into the forest behind him. There are strange forces at work here. Forces beyond my control. Forces that prevent me from moving towards it. She is close now. Find her, and she will answer your questions. She will guide you to your victories. Not all of the children of the old gods are joined. There are few of us left, but not all of us are in agreement about what to do with this world. Find her.
Are there any dangers we should watch out for in this place?
Death.
Specific.
This is the outskirts of the Pale. At its center is the valley, of Blackstar, the Valley of Death, where the souls wander from the ethereal plane to be sorted and judged. There will be much death, spirits, bones, some angry for vengeance, others sorrowful, others gone mad. There are protectors, Nagas, guardians of bone, that watch these woods and will prevent the living from entering it. You will have to move through them. It is a hard path to find. Tasha is in the Palace of Suffering, the heart, the seat of Blackstar's power, and to enter it, you will have to know death.
And what happens if we run into Blackstar before we run into Tasha?
Pray for mercy. This is her realm. But she wants to maintain the divine gate, as most would. It helps control, leverage her power. It is what established her realm in the first place.
All right. Anyone else have any questions?
There are others I should mention. And he kind of looks down at his chest. You can see a grave scar upon it. Some marks, slashes upon his shoulders that connects his wings, his chest and arms. There are Vandabella, once champions of Mervella when she lived. When she was slain, their goddess was no more. They still wander these lands, and have been wandering since her death. Many have gone mad, and will seek to release their pent-up rage of war. Do not engage them if you can help it. I cannot say much more. The aspects watch, even me in this moment. Your actions will leave ripples upon this world and maybe the next. Tread lightly.
What are the aspects?
Relics of a time past. We are not the only entities from before this annulus. There are some things that are eternal beyond each annulus. They make their presence known.
Really random question. The ground, is it snow or is it black ashes instead?
It's like dust. It's like dark black gray dust. It feels like you're walking in snow. It has that kind of texture, but it's cold, dark dust.
All right. Well, point us in the right direction.
I will show you a path. Hopefully it will suffice. And he looks over his shoulder into the distance, turning, and the rest of you have this strange vision warp before you, as if he's altering your perception. You can see the trees part like the sea. As you can see, stretching through the forest, your vision weaving through it rapidly, flying until it comes to the edge. And you see a sheer cliff that leads down into a great valley. You see spirits wandering all through it, and at its center a spire. You see an old castle, bridge. And you see these wandering souls struggling against wind across the bridge towards the castle. The vision snaps back into place where you can only see a few feet in front of you, and the Ethos is gone.
Fun. Well, let's try and avoid Blackstar if we can help it. Don't want to accidentally let it slip that we're trying to kill her. Vesper, I'll toss the dagger to her. That's active again. You might want to attune.
I'll do that. I think I've been here before. Ground is familiar.
Just
When?
When I died.
That makes sense.
I remember a guide. Maybe we could find... I think I was being led somewhere. There was something glowing in a lantern.
Well, I assume they will only want to guide the dead, and he seemed pretty clear that the living were not welcome here. Well, let's get on the road.
As quietly as we can.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself as we get going.
Okay. And it sounds like you're moving quietly. Okay. Why don't you give me some stealth checks?
Can I... Actually, no, I'll save it.
Ooh, that's a 0?
Now,
A dirty 0?
now I'm wishing I gave you my portent.
Big 7 for Felix.
15.
I'm gonna use... I don't know if I want to use my inspiration or if I want to use one of my ethos points. I think I'm gonna use just my inspiration on this one. That is a 17 for Vesper.
I already rolled, and I should have used inspiration for that. 11.
Okay. And who's leading?
I think I am.
Okay. You guys move through this forest. It's cold here. You remember, it's been a little while since you've been here, but you remember it once you're faced with it again. Everything's grayscale. Color is blotted out. Vision is halved, even those with dark vision. It's halved further. Any light you may try to create is halved as well. And you feel a distance to your deities if you have them.
I'm going to activate the Cobra Hood as
Okay.
well if I'm leading.
Okay. That gives you, I think, 30 feet.
Yes, after half to
After
be 30.
half, yeah. Yeah. So you are wandering through this forest of pale trees with white leaves, skeletal, as you hear. Why don't two of y'all, actually all of y'all give perception checks.
Crap. 9.
9.
It's 13.
Trying to be slick, use my...
19.
23.
Ellory and Felix, you guys see to the right, moving in and out of the trees, a wisp of wind, you think at first, stirring up the dust, the dark snow beneath your feet as you're crunching through it. It comes up past your ankles. You start to see a form to it, a figure, wispy, flying through it. Speaking into the wind, its eyes glowing, though with no color. It's vaguely drifting in your direction.
Well, I will quietly point it out to the others. Can I tell if it's saying anything?
It's far. It's hard to say.
I'm going to create Aeon just beside it and see if it has any reaction to it.
I immediately lets out a wail and begins to thrash towards the vision of Aeon.
I don't think it's friendly.
What was your first clue?
The sexy voice.
It might not be alone. Keep your eyes out.
As you continue to move through this force, you see and hear more and more of these other drifting spirits. You see the occasional skeletal-like figures that are moving through this, sometimes singular, sometimes in small groups, that are kind of wandering through this forest. You're trying to move from kind of from tree to tree, trying to curve and swerve around these moving entities. but the going is slow through this dust. As you're moving, you eventually start to come upon bones upon the ground, where bones have been splintered and shattered. You see almost like burnt marks upon them as you're moving through this forest. Do you keep moving?
How many does it seem like? Is it scattered? Are the bones scattered everywhere, or are they just in a particular spot that we come across?
They're in periodic. You see bones scattered everywhere. As you've been moving through this forest, there are a few specific spots of like clusters of scattered burnt bones, different from the non-burnt scattered bones everywhere else. I think Felix and Vesper roll perception 9 a minute ago.
Felix
Ellory.
and Ellory.
Felix and Ellory, okay. So you guys hear behind you. You hear
Felix is going to get his shield out and move kind of defensively in between the group.
I'm also getting my shield out and looking to see if I can spot the source of that sound.
We'll take Alvin, we're out. How dark is it around here?
you can't see anything. You have 5 feet basically of vision. This place is shadow.
Bál under his breath will say, is it would having some light?
Yeah, they already know we're here.
Bál will take that as a cue to activate his crown that's still on his bicep.
Okay. The crown bursts into flames, driving out some light against the shadows, though it struggles and can only do half of the light it normally does. You can all now hear the sort of and are now starting to see the occasional streak of red lightning moving in your direction, briefly lighting up the trees and area in a red, deep, dark red light. What do you do?
Run or fight?
This sounds familiar. Have we seen something like this before?
I don't believe so.
It's lightning. How fast is it moving? I guess that's the next question.
You don't see any form. You just see the streaks of lightning.
So lightning
But
fast?
are they getting closer?
In general, yeah.
Think we can outrun it?
Let's try to keep moving, but be prepared to fight.
Pick up the pace.
So are y'all intending to move quickly, foregoing stealth, and try to outmaneuver something, or what is your plan? This is basically going to see, is this combat or is this a skill check chasing to see if y'all can avoid it?
A fight's gonna be loud anyway, so
Yeah, let's just try and keep going.
it's just if we fuck up, we're gonna get in a fight and be in a bad position.
It might be one of those things where, we look ready, so if they really want to pick a fight with people that are ready, we're not stuck with a disadvantage, but we don't stop to fight. We continue moving until we have no choice.
Alright, so maybe it's not a run, maybe it's a defensive move forward, make sure they know, and we're just gonna keep moving on guard.
I'm going to draw my rapier in one hand and the returning dagger that I've been attuning to in the other.
As you're kind of defensively moving away, these red streaks get closer and closer. They're just these red streaks of lightning almost drawing up from the ground, moving up towards the sky. You still don't see any specific form. You can just see these red streaks getting closer and closer. You can hear as the red streaks are no longer just behind you, but they are surrounding you, all around you. Numerous red streaks rising up from the ground. You can hear above you something flying above the treetops. What do you guys do?
Can Amsen start to hum a jolly little tune for a counter charm? Just in case.
Okay. So you guys continue to hear this lightning and something flying above. You hear in front of you, the direction you were heading, something landing in the distance. You can see a figure moving out of the trees in your direction. You can see them illuminated only occasionally by these red streaks of lightning. A tall figure, maybe 11, 12 feet in dark armor, that red lightning shimmering and streaking across their form. You see long dark hair, these red eyes dragging this jagged, massive claymore in the ground, digging up the dust into flurries. The claymore itself is of red crimson, like a lightning bolt frozen in time. It's kind of with red energy itself. It gets close enough to where some of the red streaks can underlight its face in red light, and you see a smile come across its face as dark wings kind of spread out from its back. I need everyone to roll initiative.
I don't like it.
This is giving me some heavy Dark Souls vibes.
Let's hope it doesn't end the way that Dark Souls is.
I know.
Right?
I know.
At least we know how far to go if we do die.
Sorry.
In fact, we'll actually get into the valley, and then
yeah,
we can
Perfect
go find
plan.
Tasha way easier.
28.
Let's all just kill ourselves.
I'll be right back really quickly.
Can I get a little bit of light?
Can you see your character?
I can see my character, but
Sorry, how much light?
It's normally 20 and 20, I think, right? I'm gonna go check.
Okay. That sounds right.
But you said it was halved, so it would be 10 and 10?
Yeah.
And yes, Ellory, I rolled a 28 initiative.
That is, I don't even know how that is possible, but... Well, Felix, you're going first.
Great. My
Probably.
roll 20 is updating, because I didn't see any map. But now I do.
I was kicking stalls. I'm like, I'm not going to make a vampire roll a charisma save. Am I crazy?
I can't really see shit.
Real
which-
pink area on the map. So you're in this dark forest with pale trees. And from the northwest on the map is where you saw the individual briefly light up before they smiled and in a streak of red light, you no longer saw them.
Okay. Well, I don't necessarily know what to do other than I'm going to look over at Vesper and just very quickly take out my lockpick and pick some time for her to give her haste. And then I'm gonna guess go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And with a bonus action, I'll just kind of throw Aeon there. And I still don't see much. So that's my turn.
All right. And that will bring us up to the Avendex. And as the red streaks of lightning come around you, you can hear that sort of crackle of energy surrounding you. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. This is fear if the counter charm does anything.
You have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Wonder. Oh God! Thank Lord. Are. Wow.
22 for Felix. I got natural 20. Thank you, Amsen.
Supernatural ones.
Oof.
I'm going to use luck because I rolled pretty terribly myself.
God.
1, 2, 7. I'm going to take the 7 for a 7.
Okay.
I got 18 total.
Well, it's 9 total.
23 for Bál.
What did Ellory get again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear
18.
you. 18. Okay. So, As these lightning are just over your shoulders, just behind you, you can hear steps movement, the beating of wings. It seems to be shifting in direction all around you. You feel surrounded. Ellory, Amsen, and Vesper are all currently frightened, which means some mechanical things, but this guy is going to move.
Okay, don't fucking like that. Fucking Vegeta over here.
You see this massive, fallen celestial warrior, covered in streaking red lightning, crackling across it as it drags the claymore, coming out of the shadows. Aeon sees it first before it darts into red lightning and flashes right in front of you, Felix, before attacking. That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
And a 19 to hit.
Miss.
Okay, so the first one hits. 24 slashing.
Okay. And I rolled a 15 on my concentration check, so I should be good there.
And 27 lightning damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, fuck. 17 on the Constitution saving throw.
Just enough as you feel the lightning coursing through your flesh as this creature slashes across you. You feel yourself tensing up, but push past it, and you are not stunned.
But if that damage is added to the 24 of the original one, my 17 is not going to pass that concentration check. So sorry, Vesper, you lose a turn. Because haste is gone.
Vesper, wide-eyed, seeing this creature, horrifying and full of frightening lightning, you see it in fear and then collapse in exhaustion. And that would bring us up to Bál.
All right, we said Ellory, Vesper, and Amsen were all in fear.
Correct.
So Bál is going to turn around and they're all within a willing creature I can touch. So I'm going to cast level 3 heroism and touch all 3 of them. And a willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns. When the spell ends, the target loses any remaining temporary hit points from the spell. So my spell modifier, I believe, is a 3, so you guys would get 3 temporary hit points every turn. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to run up to whatever this guy is, and see if I can do so in a way that has me flank. So maybe I'll just kind of get to there. Would I be able to go around this tree, sorry? Or is that... I can still walk in that space, is that right?
Yeah, it's just those are the bowels above you.
Okay, well, that's the best I can do. That'd be 25. And then with my bonus action, I will just turn on my mantle or flame as well. Magically reading myself in a swirling fire. And that's it for me.
Okay. And I believe, let's see, were you here?
Yeah, I tried to go around. I don't know if he's got reach or something. I might have gotten hit.
He does, so he's going to go for it. That is a 26.
Oh, let me just check. How long is it? Do we still have those buffs from when we visited the fireplane? Trying to see when we got those. I guess how many days has it been since we received the buffs?
I believe 5.
Okay,
5.
So I won't have that one. And then you said it was 26. Okay, so I can't do anything about it. Then I am hit.
I figured out. So you take 23 points of slashing damage and 19 points of lightning damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
I will use my reaction to try to reduce the lightning damage. And you said it was... Sorry. But that's high numbers. It's 22 slashing, is that right?
23
lightning?
Slashing and 19 lightning.
So the lightning I would reduce to, I round down, so 9. So 23. So I just need a Constitution check that beats 32 points of damage.
16 or higher.
Yeah. So that's a natural 20, so that's okay. And then you said I needed a Charisma save?
Constitution save.
Constitution save.
As you try to shift around him, he strikes you, and the lightning pulses your muscles and threatens to lock you up.
Does Warcaster apply for all Constitution saves or just for concentration?
Just for concentration.
Okay, so this one would be a straight roll. I will use my inspiration anyway to give me advantage here. And it doesn't matter, so that's a 12.
You find the red lightning streaking across your form, locking you up. You are currently stunned. And that will bring us up to Ellory.
I feel like lightning may not be the best thing to try and use on this person. So I think what I'm going to do is move a little bit so that I can get a shot lined up without hitting Felix. And I am going to cast Chaos Bolt at... Let's start with 3rd level and see how that goes. Wait, I have to roll. 16 to hit.
The pulsing, shifting colors of the Chaos Bolt fly through this darkened, shadowed area. He sees it over his shoulder and ducks under it as it flies over him.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can do for the moment.
And that'll bring us up to Amsen.
Cool. Alright. Well, this looks like it's going to be a difficult fight. So why don't I pop down a beacon of hope onto everybody? So you got Beacon of Hope for the next minute. And I guess for my bonus action, I will inspire. Let's go with Ball. And I'm gonna sing this time. And I'm gonna sing, he must have dreamed 1,000 dreams. A warrior is what he seems. But I can see the magic in his eyes. With fire, the monsters he fries. And then, that's a D10 now. It's not a D8, it's a D10.
Nice.
And I'm gonna take a step to the other side of Vesper. And a little bit farther away. Just so that I'm not directly behind Felix. Or near anybody else. For that matter. That'll be my turn.
And that'll bring us up to Vesper, who's locked up after exhaustion hitting here.
Yeah, I think I like the idea that maybe she does her knees do buckle. And I think one hand comes out to kind of catch herself with the dust. And she kind of like looks down at it and feels it under her nails and between her fingers as she kind of curls her hand around her dagger again. And just for a moment, as she's catching her breath, is listening to her breath. And knows that, can feel the cold around her and inside of her soul. And just knows that it's going to be fine. I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. And I can do this.
Surrounded by death, that will bring us up to Felix. Yeah, the massive creature standing above you.
Alright, well, holding my side where his sword almost cut me in half, that sucked. So, bonus action, Aeon's gonna scoot right behind him. I'm gonna use my movement to 5-foot shift. Actually, I saw him attack Ball, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get there. And then I'm gonna need him to make an intelligence save for information overload.
That's a 7.
No! So I'm gonna go ahead and say, fuck this dude, and put a 2nd level burst into it, so that's 6d8 plus 5. 40 psychic damage. I rolled a lot of 8s.
Good God. Okay.
And the next attack against him has advantage.
Okay. Okay, so that information overload racks this creature's brain as they grit their teeth and almost yell, just trying to wash out the information, failing to do so. As you see liquid dripping from their ears and nose. At the end of your turn, it's going to lash out in retaliation against you. That's not great, but that is a 15 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. It swings wildly in your direction, going over your head and slashing part of the tree next to you, getting stuck in it before it pulls it out. That'll bring us up to its turn. It is going to bend its knees and leap into the air, begin to fly.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you get advantage on your own attack?
Technically, yes, but I'm not going to attack him. Or actually, yes, I will. As he's running away, I'm going to punch my little cantrip glove into my shield. Or no, that's going to be lightning damage. Never mind. I'm just going to... I look at one of the bones you said was on the ground, I point at it, and fling it at him. Make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 23.
That will not hit him, so nothing happens.
Okay, the bone goes flying into the darkness. Maybe it bounces off of him, you're not sure. As he flies into the air above, about 30 feet above his current location, in between almost Vesper and Amsen flying above them. His offhand he holds into the air as a streak of lightning forms in it, and he throws them down, one towards Vesper and one towards Amsen. Does the exhaustion of haste actually cause Vesper to be technically prone, or how does that work?
No, not prone.
Okay.
What does haste say? It should be on that.
It was just flavor.
Can't move or take actions, so she's
Okay.
not affected by anything.
Gotcha.
She's just...
So that is a 19 to hit.
Jesus, yeah.
And a 24 to hit Amsen.
Damn, man. Yeah, that hits.
That's 15 piercing damage to Vesper.
Jesus.
And 24 lightning damage.
Jeez. Oh my
12 piercing damage to Amsen. And 28 lightning damage to Amsen. It's flying above, about 30 feet above its location, slinging javelins down towards Vesper and Amsen. And that would be its turn.
Just a reminder, you guys will have 3 temporary hit points.
And that will bring us up to Bál. At the end of its turn, you break the lock, the stun from the lightning.
At the end of my turn or at the end of its turn?
At the end of its turn, so you're currently on not stun.
Okay. Does that mean it's my turn?
And it's your turn.
Alright, so he's 30 feet in the air.
Yeah.
I guess, so suddenly when I have to do range attacks, I'm crippled. Maybe I'll try this. I'm going to try to do blindness on it. Make sure it's not some weird thing. This is going to be for nothing. Creature. Okay, so I'm going to try blindness on it. And I will use something I haven't used before, which is heightened spell. Which I can burn 3 sorcery points to make them roll at disadvantage on its first saving throw made against the spell. And I'm going to see if I can blind him.
What kind of save?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And what does the spell look like?
I think just the, Bál's already kind of engulfed in flames, and maybe just, you just kind of see the flames just for a moment kind of pulse. And it almost pulses in the direction of this creature. And just that extra bright moment of light is enough to hopefully blind it.
Okay. Well, that would have been a 23, but instead it's a 7.
Nice. So it is blinded.
All right. Anything else for your turn as this pulse of bright light has the creature reeling in the air?
I guess there's no way I can. Maybe I'll just hit it. Okay, yeah. So I will, as a bonus action, I'll burn 2 more sorcery points to cast Firebolt on it, which also is a new thing I got to pick up, since why not? If it's blind, I don't think I get any advantage on attacking it, do I?
You would, but it is out of your range of light at this point. So it's just a straight roll.
What if I step up towards it then, since it's in the air?
You can try.
Okay, yeah. So I'll take 2 steps forward to there. Is it in my range of light now?
I'll say just barely. It's 30 feet, so you can kind of see its feet above you. So advantage on this one.
All right. And then I will attack with Firebolt with advantage. For 14, that might not hit, so I'm going to use my inspiration. I'm going to regret this. For a 19?
That will hit, which is fine. So you can roll your damage. But just, if you're using the inspiration, use it before you make the roll.
No, he used mine.
Oh, that one. Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back.
Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So the firebolt flies up towards feet, slamming into.
So it's 14 fire plus my charisma, so 17 fire damage.
Flames burn its legs as it's flying above. It's kind of looking around, clearly having trouble seeing.
And then with my final, I'll use the rest of my movement to just take a step back. It seems like being spread out might be better. And that's the end of my turn.
And at the end of your turn, it is going to sling a javelin in your direction. It slings it where you were a second ago, kind of in the direction of where you were heading, hearing your footsteps, but misses. And that will bring us up to Ellory.
Okay, so I am going to try again with Chaos Bolt, this time at 4th level, this time using my DM inspiration.
You already have advantage for like 3 different
reasons.
I do? Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Aeon, it's blind.
I can't keep track of that. Thank you.
You are, I think it's out of your sight, but even with all those things, you would still have advantage.
Okay. So, so Chaos Bolt at 4th level. And I don't like this situation, so I'm going to make sure I'm understanding what I'm doing correctly and use sorcery points to cast this as a bonus action so I can do some other shit.
Okay.
I'm glad I had advantage on that one. So that is 27 to hit.
That will absolutely hit.
For 26 points of... Not going to do lightning. 26 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
And then, because I did that as a bonus action, I'm going to follow that up with some Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
Is that also still with advantage? Or was it just the first?
I think just the first, because now it's just canceled out. Yeah. Because Aeon's use is gone now.
Okay.
So just straight rolls on these.
First one's not going to hit. Second is 21. Third is 25.
The last 2 will hit.
So that will be 13 points of force damage.
All right, and that will bring us up to Amsen, unless there's something else.
Nope, that was it for me.
Amsen, you have the creature flying above you, slinging javelins down and around. What do you do? Or actually, at the end of your turn, it is going to send a Actually, it's going to use 2 points and do this. No, it's going to try to attack you. So it's going to try to sling a lightning bolt towards you, Ellory. It has disadvantage because it cannot see you. That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, shield's not going to do anything against that, so that hits.
What, a 19 and then a 13.
Okay.
The javelin isn't quite as much. That's 18 piercing damage. 2 lightning damage.
Isn't quite as much.
Well, it's the javelin itself isn't as much.
Okay, that still brings me down to less than half, so that's great.
And to Amsen.
Okay. So it's kind of swinging around wildly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run kind of underneath it, and it's 30 feet in the air?
Yes.
Okay. So while I'm directly underneath it, because it's a 20-foot cube, I'm going to take some glitter out of my pocket and throw it up into the air and cast Fairy Fire on it. So it needs a dex save.
If it's blind, does it, struggle at those? If it can't see what it's trying to dodge?
Yeah. So that is a 18.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that, so that saves.
So
it fails any ability check that requires sight. Would it need to be able to see you throwing dust on it?
It says ability check, though.
Oh, is that what it says? Yeah, you're right, ability check.
Okay, so I think what happens is Amsen runs over, slings the fairy fire dust towards it, and it's not so much as purposely dodging it as it's just swinging its blade, trying to keep anything at bay, as it can't see what's going on, and that just kind of pushes the dust off of it, or enough of it off.
All right, so I'm going to keep running in between Felix and Bál, kind of to the other side of it. And let's see, I got a bonus action. What can I do with that?
Can you do heals? I think you've got Beacon of Hope on it, right?
Yeah, but I already cast a spell, so...
That's right.
Yeah, I guess that'll be my turn this time.
And that'll bring us to Vesper.
Yep. Okay, so I have 30 feet of dark vision. So is it within my sight?
It's feet. Depends on what you're doing.
I was going to try and attack it.
Yeah, you can try to attack it.
Okay. Well, because I want to figure out what I need to use for this before. I will heal somebody, don't worry about it. But I want to figure out what I can do. Because I have resources to give myself advantage if I need it.
Well, you're at long range with the dagger.
Yes. So I'm already at disadvantage for that one. But it can't see, so that's a straight. Then would I be at disadvantage from vision?
It would just be a straight roll.
Okay. So then I am
long range for the dagger, but it's blind.
Yes. So then I am going to expend an ethos point to get advantage on the attack. So please God, don't fuck me on this. Natural 20. So draw my dice together. So that would be sneak attack then, right? Because I did end up with advantage.
Did you hit?
I did hit, right? A natural 20.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part. Yeah, that would hit.
Lovely.
So yes.
And
sorry, you're coming in now, so I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. And this is going to be a divine smite. So.
I think it's divine strike, not smite.
Oh, yeah, sorry, divine strike. I was playing a paladin earlier for a different game.
Gotcha.
Alright. So that is 12. Do you want the total or do you want the radiant separate?
Separate.
Okay. So with the dagger, that's 4, 7 plus 12. So 19 piercing with the sneak attack included, and then 9 radiant.
And that dagger is Felix's magic dagger, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. The dagger sinks into its lower thigh, what you could see of it. As you're aiming it, pulling the dagger back, flinging it through the air, there's a flash where everything lights up in a silvery blue, as if you're seeing into the ethereal plane and you can see your target. It flashes away, but you can see enough to get an advantage with your ethos as it slings in. The radiant damage, this spark of light, doesn't seem to bother it as the red lightning flashes around it.
Good to know. Fun. So, who is the most hurt right now?
Might be Amsen or Ellory.
Give me your scores, kids.
I'm slightly above half.
I'm down a little more than half.
Ellery's worse.
Okay. So I will put a 3rd level healing word into Ellory with my bonus action.
And that's
It's
Beacon of
max,
Hope is up, right?
Oh, Beacon of Hope is up, so it's max. So that's
Beacon of Hope.
Beacon of Hope. So that's 12 plus 4 is 16 plus 3 plus 5, so 21 back to you.
Thank you.
And I get 5 back.
All right, and so that will...
And I'm going to back up as well. I'm also going to get the fuck out of there. 5, 10, 15. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the creature is going to flash in lightning and appear right here on the ground. And that will bring us to Felix. But you guys also hear a sound from the north. You hear something moving through the dust, the snow-like dust. You also, as this fight has been going on, you start to hear the of things being drawn towards the sound of this activity. Felix, you're up.
Okay. I am going to bonus action dismiss Aeon so I can put him where I need him. And then I'll get 5, 10, 15. We'll go here. And I will do a full-on Scorpion, get over here and cast Thorn Whip on the creature. That is a 23 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
All right. I don't actually know that I can move him because I didn't really see that tree, so I don't think it does anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I changed my cantrips. I don't have Thorn Whips, so that is just a Firebolt.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, 23. The flame looks like a web before it flies into the air. So.
Yeah. 16 fire damage.
Okay. You can see look a little rough, but it's still a very, very tough creature. Anything else for you, Felix?
No, that'll be it.
All right. Seeing this, he is going to, feeling that psychic damage from Felix, is going to shift here and point the claymore towards Ellory and then towards Felix. You see the lightning pulling from his forearms and his neck, traveling down towards the blade before it burst out in a large streak and line of lightning. I need Ellory and Felix to make dexterity saving throws.
9.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So Felix, you take 61 points.
I was going to cut in words of damage.
That's fine. You
Okay.
can still choose to do so.
Oh, that's only a 2, so.
For who? Or is that just anybody?
It applies to both because it's an area of effect spell.
Nice. So that is 59 instead points of lightning damage to you, Felix, and 29 points, right? 59, 28.
Okay, well, I'm going to absorb elements with my reaction to drop that down to only 30 or 29.
Gosh, whatever half of 59 is.
Yeah.
29.
29 is a 20. Okay. So both of y'all take 29 points of lightning damage.
Yikes.
And
That's fun.
Constitution save at the end of this thing. It's not too good, but he's pretty hardy. That is a 18 to save against the blindness from Bál.
It was a wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom. Okay. So that instead will be...
No, blindness, deafness is constitution.
Am I just like, I'm looking at the wrong spell? What am I looking at? Yeah, it's Constitution. So, yeah, and 18 will save. Then it's
Okay.
all blinded.
It's the light surrounding its eyes blinding it. It fades. And as you see the creature's red eyes once more. And that will bring us up to Bál.
Ball is going to take a couple steps forward because I can't see it. So 15. I'll get to there. That's my full movement. I'm going to do, as a bonus action, I will cast Fire Step. I will do it at level 4 instead of level 3 for a little bit extra damage. And I will do that to get to move through the creature to get to there, just to the other side of it. And has to make a dex save.
That is a 25.
Okay, so it would take half damage of half of 34. 17.
Alright, as you burst into flames streaking through the creature, reforming on the other side, it tries to dodge some of the flames and is able to do so, but only partially.
Alright, and then now as my action, I will try to attack with Phoenix Blade. I don't think I can do anything to give me advantage here. That doesn't count as advantage with Ellory, does it?
No.
Okay. So then I will attack with Phoenix Blade, straight roll with Avelmer. I think it is 14. I don't think does it.
The hammer comes down towards it and it uses the claymore to lock your hammer into place, blocking the strike.
Okay, and that's all I can do, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the creature's going to into red lightning and shift right here. And that will bring us up to Ellory, I believe. Also, there is that sound from the north is getting closer. Still can't see it, but there's something moving to the north. Ellory.
Could I see which direction it went?
It's streaked off to the left.
Okay. So I'm going to first call out, do you think we should get out of here? And then I'm going to just step a little bit closer and then to the side. I can barely see it now, I think. And I am going to cast something. I'm gonna try that Chaos Bolt one more time. Let's say at 4th level, just for fun. Is there anything on it that would give me advantage at the moment?
No, I don't believe so.
So in that case, this time I'm going to use the DM inspiration.
Go for it.
That's 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is 13 points of... Sorry, not 13. 18 points of force damage.
Okay. As the shifting color of the Chaos Bolt slams into you, see it gets pushed back, the armor on it rippling with the force as it straightens its sword back out, trying to stay up. It is looking pretty dang rough at this moment.
I am going to move north a little bit, and my turn there.
All right. At the end of your turn, it is going to see Felix before him and take a strike.
I'm gonna cutting word. Oh no, I can't see him anyways. Never mind.
Which will be a 19.
Misses.
See, over your head, just barely. And that will bring us up to Amsen.
Well, this is lovely. I can't see anything. I think as a bonus action, I'm gonna 4th level healing word myself for 19 hit points. And as what I got? Oh, I'm gonna move down a bit. I literally picked up my token and he's right there. So I could see him. Now I can. Let's try a firebolt. Why not? With my action.
Okay, he's gonna have a little cover from the tree, but...
I'll move 5 feet to the side then instead. So that I don't have a tree in between me and him. So it's just a straight roll?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good roll. That is a natural 19 for 26.
That'll hit.
Sweet. Okay, 3d10. Oh, hey, that's a decent roll. 7, 14, and a 6 for 20. I don't think I add anything. Yeah, so that's 20 points of fire damage.
See flames bursting against him, knocking him back. He briefly falls to one knee before looking up and trying to get to his feet. You can see the hair is burnt. Half of his face and shoulder is burnt at this point.
And now that I've attracted his attention, I'm going to promptly run away behind this weird stone thing, kind of closer to Ellory. Oh, there's a person there. But I can't do anything else, so that's my turn.
Okay. And as Amsen, you run away from the creature, you see a figure, a woman, pale complexion, dark red hair, wearing a black robe that's revealing. There's a small white goat that is trotting around at her feet. As she approaches, the hood is pulled down to where you can't see her eyes. There is a smile upon her ruby red lips. And that will bring us up to Vesper.
I can't see jack shit except for this fire that's gonna kill me. Ellory, how you looking?
Pretty bad. Again.
Dope. Ball, how you looking?
I'm at 2/3 health.
Okay.
I'm at about a third.
Okay, I'm gonna start walking forward a little bit. 5. Oh, I see some people and some things. Okay. Well, I can see Ellory, so I'm going to healing word you again. 2nd level this time.
Max.
Yep, so that's, god damn, I hate math. 12 plus 4, 16. And I get 4 that. And, I see someone here, which I believe is our shepherdess. So right behind her, I'm going to catch spiritual weapon and try and attack her.
Okay.
That is a 21.
That is.
Wait. Oh, I can't actually do that. Wait, because I cast a spell to help Ellory.
Correct.
But I can Sacred Flame her, so she does need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is a 20.
Yeah,
25.
Yeah, that's great for her.
Oh, actually, you would have to. You should have been doing this the whole time. making checks to see if you could pull those spells into this plane.
Cool.
But that's fine. We'll do that from now on. I forgot about that.
Well, let's say, yeah. Okay. I'm just going to move up a little bit closer.
That's quite rude. And that will bring us up to Felix with the large creature bearing down upon you. It is lifting its claymore to face you as the lightning is charging down upon the blade. What do you do?
Yeah, don't like that. But if I run away, he's going to kill me. So, bonus action to bring Aeon back right near his face, which will also light him up because Aeon does glow a little bit. And then I'm going to information overload again. So please make another intelligence saving throw and suck at it, please.
That is a 12.
Yes, you suck at it. I'm gonna just put a 3rd level spell in it, so I'm gonna roll here. That is 35 psychic damage.
Yeah, so how does Felix and or Aeon want to do this?
I think Felix, he is at 14 out of 90 something hit points right now. So he is just clutching his side. I think this time his already pink glowing eyes will light up as Aeon just shoots forward out of his own head into this creature that just starts screaming and bleeding from its ears and slowly crumples.
Okay. And this mad creature, made madder by this information overload, screams, falls to its knees, and is trying to silence the information any way it can. Just ramming itself against the tree, trying to silence it, and eventually falls, shaking upon the ground before becoming still. A few moments go by as this creature does not get up. The streaking red lightning around it and upon the ground surrounding you slowly comes to a stop. However, you do hear the howls and wails of various spirits moving into your location. You hear and can see spirits moving towards you, as well as hear movement of bones through the snow. The figure before you addresses you as you're taking this all in. Well, you've certainly drawn every undead within a mile to your location. Won't be long now. It's a shame, really. Not much to be done with it now.
Do you want to help or do you want to get out of our way? Because I will fix this without you, if not.
Well, I would be willing to help. I would like something in return.
What the hell do you want? Make it quick. I don't have time for monologuing.
I'm lonely here. And I want some company, is all. Just for a few hours. After this, of course. With either this one or perhaps that one. As she points to Amsen and or Felix.
She's gonna be so disappointed.
Look, honey, if that's what you need, then we're fine. I promise. Amsen, give me your stick. Not that one.
I take out the staff, hold it.
All right, you guys get going. And Felix is going to hop on the staff, begin screaming and flying in the other direction.
Okay.
I'm just picturing Xena screams.
George yet again sacrifices his character for us. So we can get away.
Make I don't know, either like a con check to just be loud or a performance maybe to try and, I presume, draw the spirits towards you and not towards your allies.
Yeah, I'll just be like banging on my shield and all that, so I guess I'll just do con for loudness. 12.
As you're flying, you can hear and maybe see some of the glowing spectral spirits turn and begin to head in your direction. Some of the spectral figures begin flying, drifting in the air towards you. Not quite as fast, but are following you. Not all of them, though. You can hear just in general, undead all around are circling in on this general location, so you're able to pull some of them off.
Through the bag, I would just say, you better come back to us, Felix.
I'm not an idiot. Maybe you all should do something while I'm causing a distraction?
Obviously, I'm already grabbing Amsen by the hand, glaring at this bitch, and starting to go.
Bál assists you by yelling in his general direction as well. We just all start yelling.
No, that's not.
No, we run.
Stop
We're running, Bál.
No. Bál gets with you and joins them with the running.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do like a skill challenge on that then, and we'll say that Felix's was the first one. Do you want to do like an athletics to try to just outrun these creatures? Are you doing anything in particular trying to escape?
I think Bál will try to set one of the trees on fire, maybe the one that he's next to try to create like a beacon of flame to attract them. That way we can move away from it.
Okay. Why don't you make a charisma-based spell attack, basically, to see if you can light this quick enough before they just get to you. It's cold here.
Let's say 23.
Okay, and despite the cold, you're able to burn one of these trees. It doesn't burn as bright as you would expect on this plane, but it does the job as it bursts into flames. And you hear various hordes of skeletons and spirits running towards it as you move away.
Maybe, actually, even before I go to a full sprint, since I have all these cool spells, I'm going to try casting Control Flames on it. And I can double or have the area of bright and dim light, like caused by the flame. And I will do that just to make it as bright a burning
even
beacon.
brighter.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have this beacon that's drawing some of them away. What else are you trying?
I think as we continue running, I would also like to try and make another distraction. But this one might be a little bit iffy. I want to try and, at least if it sounds like anything is getting closer to us.
Well, how about this? Y'all make a athletics check. Since you're doing a lot of like drawing attention to you, you have to also be able to like run away from those things. And then that'll determine if something is close or not.
Natural 20.
I'm going to use Portent on myself, so that's a 16.
Total?
Yeah, 16 total.
Okay.
Natural 18 for me.
Only an 11 for Bál. I assume he's a little preoccupied.
Okay, so you're able to start to put some distance between you from the flaming tree and from the screaming Felix. So one more success. So how do you want to do it? So there's still some on your trail. You've put some distance between them, but they're still kind of following in your direction.
How close?
100-ish feet or so. Some of them are closer, some of them are further away. They're kind of starting to spread out, not exactly sure where you are, but vaguely chasing you.
30 feet to our right, out into the woods. I'm going to make the sound of like barking dogs. Yeah, it's the thaumaturgy. And just, like, there's a cacophony of, like, just barking dogs from out in the woods and snapping twigs.
Okay. Make a something check.
Okay.
Either
Probably,
performance or maybe as you're drawing
wisdom,
them
it's a
to a spot
spell?
within 30 feet of you.
Wisdom would be phenomenal, right? It's cleric spell.
Sure, wisdom.
17.
Okay, you draw them to a space within 30 feet of you.
Yeah,
They're now
but
heading in that direction.
30 feet away from us. I'm like fanning them a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to call that a wash. You rolled really well, but you also, it was really close to you.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to do it until they were like really close.
Like that, yeah.
That's why I was trying to just widen them out since they weren't sure where we were.
Okay. So some of them, were widened to that location. But the rest of them that are not going exactly there are now closer. So we'll call that a wash. So they're coming down on you.
I swore I was probably never going to use this spell, but
okay.
Can I cast Fog Cloud?
The only time this spell has ever worked.
Well, hey now.
And I want to cast it in between us and the closest ones that I can hear.
Okay. Let's see what kind of check that would be.
It is one of my cleric domain spells. What do you want me to roll?
Is there a way I can assist?
Yeah. What do you want to do for assist?
After she casts Fog Cloud in between us and the things, can I cast Silence in between us and the Fog Cloud?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So why don't, Ellory, you roll a stealth at advantage, since you're breaking line of sight, and since Amsen's helping with sound as well. So the point is, when they come through the fog, you may have disappeared.
That's a 14.
Okay. So you guys are, they're still around you, but for the moment, you've put some distance around. So this area is still heavily patrolled by spirits and undead skeletons. You can hear the galloping of skeletal horses. But for the moment, they don't seem to be on your trail. So we're not in the chase scene anymore, but this is still a very dangerous area because you didn't put that much room in between you and them. Felix, you're screaming and yelling and being chased by spirits.
Once they give me the okay that they've at least got some distance, I'll stop screaming, keep the broom moving as fast as it can go while my hand is in the pouch, and I will focus for a minute until I go in and hopefully don't hit a wall as my inertia continues to move.
Okay, so you go into the sphere, kind of tumble into it upon the staff, but eventually come to a rest.
All right, I'm fine.
What do you guys do? And we'll find a place to stop here coming up.
Maybe it's too bad I wasn't that lady's type.
I should really pick the two worst candidates in the party.
Let's try and be quiet.
Okay, so stealth checks.
Can I give, because this is a dangerous place, can I give Ball my natural 19 for stealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I refuse it.
You rolled a 0 last time. You're taking the 19.
Felix is still in the orb.
So you are, no need, you got it.
Same roll as the last one, so that's 14 again.
Okay.
And I rolled a 28. Thank goodness.
I rolled a 21.
Okay. So over the next couple minutes, you're quietly kind of moving around from tree to tree. There's a few moments when you're hiding behind a felled tree as you see skeletons, and then continue moving on. A couple close calls, but those become less and less frequent until you put some distance between them. There's still the sound of the occasional wandering soul, but you've largely escaped from the immense amount of them you drew with the combat. You guys travel for another hour before you start to see clearing ahead. moving towards it and pushing past it, you can see where the tree line stops, the land drops down into a valley. It's maybe a mile wide, you can see on the other side. And near the center is a raised small mountain, upon which are the ruins of an old castle of dark, almost obsidian-like metal, or obsidian-like stone. You can see towers that are half collapsed. You can see a bridge that goes from that central point to the wall of the valley. You can see the bridge is damaged, and upon it you can see this dark wind, this black wind, and you can see spirits, wraiths, wandering souls pushing across the bridge. All along it are braziers burning these dark flames. And on the castle, on the end, in the central spire, there's a pulsing energy that rises up into the sky as far as you can see. Ever pulsing. Just there's a thrumming sensation to this place. You see the valley is filled with undead souls wandering, trying to cross the bridge to be sorted to the other side.
Looking into the valley, can we see anything besides the flames on the bridge glowing? Any, of those green moths?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I'll say at disadvantage because it's dark in a bad place.
Not amazing. Perception. It's 12.
You don't see any moths. There's a strange sensation when you are looking upon this place that it's a place where the ethereal meets whatever realm this is. That sensation you felt, Vesper, when you were first filled with the ethos, it's strong here, but it's different in that it doesn't belong to you. This is someone else's energy projecting into the valley around it, but you can all feel this. And as you look upon this valley of death, this bridge of crossing souls, and the pulsing dark energy of Black Star, your palace of suffering, and that's where we're going to leave off tonight and come back next session.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Back to the Story. For notifications when an episode goes live, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you prefer to get your podcasts. Download the app of your choice and subscribe or favorite us there. We also have a YouTube channel called Back to the Story, an actual play podcast. If you'd like to contact us, you can tweet us at back2_the_story. If you can't fit it into 280 characters, you can always email us at thebonfirefables@gmail.com. And if you'd like further information about the campaign, the player characters, NPCs, or behind-the-scenes sneak peeks, follow us on either Twitter or on our Tumblr, back-to-the-story.tumblr.com. Lastly, if you'd like to support the show, feel free to buy us a coffee at ko-fi.com/backtothestory. We'll see you next time in Norithil.